Delighted to be joined by Bobby Dalton. Bobby, how you doing, mate?
Yeah, all good, Danny, mate. Thanks for having me on.
No, not a problem. You've got a big fight coming up, August the 1st. Tell us how preparation's going for that. I believe you've been doing some sparring out in Dublin.
Yeah, mate, it's been going very, very well, to be fair. Like I said, I've had two trips over to Dublin, got some good rounds over there with two very good lads. And yeah, everything's just fell into place, mate. Feeling great. And yeah, it's really put a big performance on August 1st.
Who are the two lads that you've been sparring and how similar in style are they to Crocker, who you're fighting on the first?
Seanan Kelly, I think he's called, the Irish welterweight champion, and Ryan O'Rourke. Might have butchered the names there, but
No,
but
I think that's right from what I've read.
yeah, the two very good lads. Both boxers, both sharp with the style, and coach is obviously he's one who's found them. And I believe the lad who beat Crocker was using that Kelly maybe for when he fought him. So I think he was his sparring partner when he boxed him. So yeah, it's been good sparring, mate. Like I said, it's I've been doing 12, 13, 14 rounds, 30 seconds rest with two of them. Do you know what I mean? So I'm flying. To be fair, this is probably the best I've felt, and like I said, mate, yeah, I just can't wait to put a big performance in and get back in the mix with all the top lads at welterweight.
It's for the vacant WBO Intercontinental title. What do you make of Ben Crocker? How do you sum up his kind of strengths and weaknesses?
Uh, I think he's sharp early on, uh, very sharp early on, but I think he tides a bit later on, where I get stronger as the fight goes on. So yeah, take that what you will, but I believe, uh, yeah, I think he fades out a bit. He starts off okay, and he fades out, and yeah, he's a good boxer. But other than that, yeah, that's about it, mate.
Do you think the championship distance suits you? I've noticed on your record you haven't got a lot of stoppages, but you've had quite a lot of short fights. So do you think the longer distances suit you? You'll be able to grind out more inside the distance victories?
Yeah, 100%, mate. 100%. Like, my record should show a lot more stoppages than what it has, but like I said, when I won the English title, I had Ben Vaughan hurt a few times. Uh, Obviously, Jeff Saunders, I had him hurt to the body a few times. These longer fights, so yeah, it's just like you said. Yeah, my record should show a lot more stoppages, but it doesn't. But yeah, the longer rounds definitely suit me. Definitely suit me.
And you mentioned the Ben Vaughan fight there. Would you say that's your best performance so far in the pros?
Yeah, you'd say so. Yeah, it was a good fight, and yeah, I had to really bite down on the gum shield that night because that was a great fight, a very tough fight, but a fight that suited my style. Where he stood in front of me and we had it out for 10 rounds. So yeah, that was a good one. But so was the Jeff Saunders one. Not many people give me credit for that win. That he was unbeaten since 2010.
Hmm.
He was 17-0. And I was boxing for an area title just because no one else would fight me, and that was people don't realize how much of a good win that was. Obviously, the Ben Vaughn one, he was just coming off a majority loss to Echo Wasserman, which I thought he won. To be fair, so yeah, I've had two good wins, and I'm looking forward to having a third good win on a couple of weeks' time.
Now, I'd love it if we could just talk about your victories, but I do have to mention the only defeat on your record against Joel Codua 2 fights ago, I believe, in November.
Yeah, yeah.
You seem to be kind of level pegging, maybe even winning the fight until you got cut relatively early on. How much did that cut affect you?
Yeah, to be fair, the cut did affect me, but it was my nose as well, broke my nose, and yeah, everything that went wrong on that night went wrong, and I'm not making excuses. Kadu was the better man on the night, but I was handy. Like I wasn't myself. Do you know what I mean? I had a big gaping cut on my face. My nose was broke, and the referee said I had till the end of the round. So after the round, I thought he's going to give me an extra one more round, and I just rushed my work. And yeah, like you said, that was the worst version of myself that night. So, but look at it, like I said, I'm not taking nothing away from Joe Kadua. He was a better man on the night, but since then, I've moved camps, I've moved coaches, and I'm 100 times better for it. I just can't wait to put everything I've been working on into practice and yeah, get this next fight out of the way. And it's final eliminator for the British title as well. So hopefully get this one out of the way, and then I'm back in the big time, mate. British title next. It's my dream. So yeah, just can't wait, mate.
And for people that haven't boxed or haven't suffered a serious injury like you did in the Codua fight, what are the challenges in trying to fight on with a broken nose?
Just well, the blood that was going down my throat. I couldn't breathe. Couldn't breathe out my nose, and I couldn't breathe out my thing. And obviously the gash. I had to have how many stitches I had to have. I was in A&E until 7 o'clock the next morning. Uh, I couldn't actually taste any food, anything, till halfway through January. There's one for you. So I've done it in November, and I couldn't actually taste, like I could get little hints, but I couldn't actually taste any food till halfway through January. So that ruined my Christmas.
I was going to say
But
it's when you're not in camp as well.
yeah, exactly. Exactly. It would have been alright if I was in camp, because but yeah, when I was meant to have a lot of nice food over Christmas, and I went away and I couldn't. So yeah, it's hard. But when you're in the frisk of it all, it's more afterwards that when all the adrenaline starts to come down, that's when you start.
And
No, no, no lost and damage at all, mate. So yeah, it's all good now.
And you talked about wanting to fight for the British title. This fight with Crocker doubles as a final eliminator for that belt, as well as being for the WBO Intercontinental title. The champion at the moment is Constantin Ursu. What do you make of him as a fighter and a challenge for you?
To be fair, mate, I've been talking to my dad about that tonight. Funny enough, I haven't really seen much of him, uh, which is sounds a bit mad because he's the British champion out my way. I've saw a few clips, but I've never actually watched him fight, like a full fight. So I can't really comment on that. I know I've heard that he obviously is good, and obviously he don't become British champion uh, for nothing. Do you know what I mean? So he must have something about him. But yeah, I'll be definitely watching. 'Cause he's fighting Ben Vaughan, isn't he?
Yeah.
So that'll be a good measure to see how good he really is, because I'm not really sure Ben Vaughan's got that fight, to be fair. But if that Urzu was thinking that Ben Vaughan's like an easy touch or a soft touch, and he's totally wrong, because he's far from that. He's a very, very good fighter. So yeah, I think he's got a hard fight next against Ben Vaughan. Obviously, I know fine well how hard of a fight he is. So yeah, like I said, I can't really comment because I haven't really seen much of him. So like I said, I've been focused on Ben Crocker, and once I get past Ben Crocker next week, and I'm fully on my sights of the winner of that fight.
Would you like to see Vaughan pull it off so that you'd be challenging for the British title against someone you've already beaten?
Uh, yes and no, yes and no, because obviously mine and Ben Vaughan's fight should have been on TV anyways. It was an unbelievable fight. Like, uh, if I was on TV, people would have put that as one of the fights of the year, 1,000,000%. I don't know if you've seen the fight, but it was
I
a
haven't.
cracking
I've
fight.
read about it though, and I've read it was a
Yeah,
real thriller.
yeah, it was a very good fight. But yeah, like I said, I hope to be fair, I want Ben Vaughan to win, just because I don't want to be sound controversial here, but I don't know how it sits to me how Özil's even got a British title. I don't know what his background is, but is he not? Is he Moldovan? Is he from Moldova? So like, I don't.
Think so, yeah, but I think he's lived here for enough time to qualify to fight for the
Yeah,
British.
just
Yeah,
soon as it just didn't sit right with me with that. But the only fight I did see him fight, and I think it might have been his last one against that Cuba. I only saw a few rounds, but he had like a Moldovan flag next to his name, and I was like, "How are you boxing for a British title with a Moldovan flag next to it?" Doesn't really sit right with me, do you know what I mean? But like you said, it is what it is. Obviously, he must be eligible because he's a champion. So yeah, like you said, I hope Vaughan chins him. To be fair, but if not, I will, no problem.
And you mentioned your dad a couple of minutes ago. He was the main man in your corner for most of your pro career until recently you switched to Jordan Williams. Just tell
Yeah.
us why you made the change and how what impact it's had so far.
I made the change. It was a mutual decision. Like my dad's like 67 year old. You know what I mean? He's no spring chicken, and I was going to Jordan's anyways just to do a few pads because my dad was he couldn't even he couldn't even put the body bag on, and obviously I don't know if you've seen the way I fight, but so yeah, I was going up there for a while then, and just after the fight, I had a good talk with him and thought this is the best move for me. But to be fair, mate, like I don't want to comment because I've only had one fight under Jordan, but the way I've been feeling training, the way we've been working and sparring, and yeah, I think it's a very, very good decision. And yeah, you're going to see the best of me on August 1st. And yeah, honestly, I just can't wait. Like you said, I had a good time off after my first defeat to go do a fight. Like you said, I thought I was winning, to be fair, until the injuries. So yeah, I had a good break. I've changed a lot of things in and outside the ring. Uh, and I've missed it. I've missed being in the big fights. I've missed being on the big stages and yeah, headlining that arena show in Newcastle for the WBO Intercontinental and the final eliminator for the British is yeah, it's massive for me. So I'm just glad to be back and feeling how I feel. I feel great.
And you said you've changed a number of things both inside and outside the ring. What sort of stuff are we talking about?
But just like my style, I've obviously don't want to give too much away, but with my style, but just little adaptations and like for example, me going like obviously I still work full time, but just a lot more commitment. Like I did a week over training in Ireland, sparring, training every day. I just flew over on last Saturday doing my last spar. Hey, things that I probably wouldn't have done before my dad. I wouldn't have had the connections to do that. John's got a lot of connections in the game, and yeah, it's just everything's just been more professional and better and bigger, and yeah, that's all I can say really. Just everything's been a lot more organised and professional this time around than it ever has been before.
And from what I was told, you made the trip over to Ireland with your stablemate Troy Williamson, who
Yeah,
was over there sparring Aaron McKenna. What's the relationship like between you and Troy? Have you been kind of close for a long time?
yeah. Well, we were stablemates before we were stablemates. So like when I first turned pro, I went with Craig Carney, which was his coach as well. So we were stablemates then, and then I left Craig to go back with my dad, who was my amateur coach. Like as a pro, then Troy obviously stayed with Craig, and then when Troy left Craig, he went to Jordan's, and obviously when I've left my dad, I went to Jordan's as well. So yeah, he's one of my best mates, Troy. Like I said, we've been training together for years now, and yeah, he's a really good person to have around. He's been in them big fights. He's been up. He's been down. He's been in between. Do you know what I mean? So he's a good person to lean on. And to be fair, mate, I speak to him every day. So yeah, it's a great relationship. We both help each other out, both push each other, and yeah, like you said, having something like that around you and helping you out when you need it, or yeah, it's great. You can't buy it really. Do you know what I mean?
And you talked about suffering your first defeat not long ago. Troy has had a number of defeats, but he's come back to win the British against Callum Simpson and look really good doing it. Is he kind of a bit of an inspiration as well in that he's someone who's come from a very similar background to you and he's managed to rebound from disappointment? So perhaps you can do the same?
Yeah, 1,000,000%, 1,000,000%. Like I said, everyone's wrote him off in his last few fights, and he came back and he's beat them all. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, take a massive inspiration. And like you said, this I've been sparring Troy since he boxed the first time for the British title against Cheeseman, and this is the best I've seen him. I'm not even just saying that. Like he used to kill himself to make the weight, and yeah, like it's mad that it's the best I've seen him. And obviously I've been sparring him as well, which obviously I've sparred him all the way through, and I know obviously what he's like and how good he has been. But like right now, in this point in time, he's probably the best I've seen him, mate. And I'm not just saying that either.
What's it like for you having to, well, not having to, but choosing to spar someone who presumably is quite naturally a lot bigger than you? Does that change how you approach the spars?
It should do, mate, but it doesn't. Nah, just you can ask anyone who's ever been in the ring with me, mate. Like I just I just love to fight. Like obviously, I can't stay in the pocket with Troy all the time, but or heavy lads all the time. But yeah, it's good, and yeah, I struggle to find sparring, mate. That's why I've been over at Ireland and stuff like that, because people know how good I am. Do you know what I mean? Once they've been in the ring with me once, they think don't invite him back. So you know what I mean? So I struggle to find sparring, so majority of the time, mate, I have to spar bigger lads. Do you know what I mean? The only people that will spar me, so. Yes, but obviously it's great to spar people like that. So yeah,
Is that a concern then that, you want the best possible sparring, but you don't want to scare away potential future big fights?
yeah, pretty much, yeah. But it's getting the right balance, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? It's like now I have to get like I don't really get people who can stay in for more than 10, 12 rounds. That's why I've been doing 13, 14 rounds over in Ireland, but with two fresh lads, you know what I mean? So it's yeah, it's hard to find good sparring for longer than 8 rounds, especially in my area. So yeah, it's not ideal, mate. But that's where I struggled with my dad. I didn't really have any connections, neither did my dad with Jordan. Now we're getting the sparring, and I'm going to Ireland for a week. I'm sparring over there and sparring here, and so yeah, it's a lot better, a lot more professional now. And yeah, think I'm going to reap the rewards, mate.
Great stuff. Well, I want to wish you the very best of luck. Not for getting through this interview, although we did make it on the third or fourth attempt.
Yeah.
But
Oh, cheers.
best of luck with the fight. And yeah, let's catch up again afterwards. Hopefully, you'll have a new belt over your shoulder and getting ready to fight for another one.
Yeah, I'll have another belt on the in the collection, mate. Look, there's the I should have another one up there. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, definitely cheers for having me, Danny. I appreciate it, mate. Top man.
No, anytime. Let's do it again soon. Take care, mate.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Cheers.